Hi, this is Becky from More Than Borderline, and today I'm going to talk about mental illness and the death penalty. On 12/3/2014, the state of Texas will execute a man named Scott Panetti. Mr. Panetti is a Navy veteran who was diagnosed with schizophrenia in 1978. Over an 11-year period, he was hospitalized 14 times. In 1992, he suffered a psychotic break and killed his wife's parents. They were separated at the time because of his illness, and he basically was insane, as you probably guessed by how many times he was hospitalized. He represented himself at the trial, wearing a cowboy costume, subpoenaing John F. Kennedy, Jesus Christ, and the Pope, and he even passed up a plea deal that would have saved his life. Mr. Panetti argued that he was not guilty by reason of insanity and that only an insane person could prove the insanity defense. Obviously, this man was not competent to stand trial, but the jury ruled differently, and so did some of the appeals courts. So it finally went to the Supreme Court in Panetti versus Quarterman. Panetti ruled that death row inmates may not be executed if they do not understand why they are being executed. Mr. Panetti, for example, believes he is going to be executed by Satan because he's been preaching the gospel. The Panetti decision also ruled that once an execution date is set, death row inmates may sue on basis of incompetence. Mr. Panetti is not a healthy man. He told the police that his alter ego Sarge was the murderer, that demons were laughing at him when he left the scene of the crime, and that divine intervention meant nobody suffered as the result of his crime. Mr. Panetti has already had his execution date postponed once because of mental incompetence. And here we are again, set to execute this guy. This is not okay. We are a civilized society. We should not be executing somebody who doesn't understand what's going on, who doesn't understand that death is permanent, and who doesn't understand that it's punishment for a crime. Even Mr. Panetti's former wife, the victim's daughter, is against the execution, citing his mental illness. So what do you think? Should people with severe mental illness be executed? Leave your comments in the post section.